Random transfer wrap-up of Liverpool's very, very chaotic transfer window, basically. I've been trying to follow it most of the day. I've been out doing some filming and meeting some friends and stuff, so I've been trying to keep an eye on it and just see what was going on. It started very well, it's fair to say, but it's ended up slightly chaotic and very annoying and slightly anxious, and also we have also managed to mess up signing a player, which in the position that we needed one is not great. So obviously I've praised Liverpool a lot for the transfer dealings, and they've had a brilliant transfer window, don't get me wrong. But what's just happened at the end is pretty appalling, I've got to be honest. I'm not necessarily blaming the club. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my notes out because I'm in a bit of a random location. Yeah, it's not great, it has to be said. So basically what's happened is, I'll start with the latest news. So Marc Guehi, once of Crystal Palace's parish, pun intended, is still in Crystal Palace's parish. Yeah, basically, long story short, the move's fallen through. I have absolutely no earthly idea how it's happened. I mean, obviously I know how it's happened, but for Liverpool and Palace to between them cock this up so brilliantly. Sorry, that's just plane going overhead. Not with Marc Guehi in, sadly. Yeah, how Liverpool and Palace have completely cocked this up to the point where neither of them have actually got a central defender. One now has a massive gap in central defence, and the other one basically has just managed to lose themselves like 15-16 million quid. At least, because Marc Guehi basically, sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on the very strange locals here. If you're in Leeds, you'll know roughly where I am. Yeah, we still get chavs around here, sadly. Yeah, Crystal Palace Football Club have basically just cost themselves at least 20 million quid, because even if Liverpool come back in now, and if it's in January, I don't see Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards offering Palace any more than between 18 and 20 million quid, because, well, I mean, why would you? I mean, Guehi is in, what's he in, 9-10 months to go of his contract, and then basically the next time the transfer window opens, there'll be, 4 or 5 months? I mean, to be honest, at that stage, unless there's a massive injury crisis with Liverpool, I would just say to Palace, right, well, you had your chance, we'll just take him off you next summer for free. Simple as that. But unfortunately, that does not basically answer the problem of what we've now got, pretty much. So we've basically ended up with, let me think of the list. So you've ended up with Verge, Leone, Canate, who's now injured. Wataru Endo can play at centre-back, and I have I have every confidence in Endo as a centre-back, and that's fine. And we've got Joe Gomez, who is now fit, but is constantly bloody injured, basically. So, I mean, case in point, against Burnley, you could be in a situation where if Joe Gomez has picked up another strain and Canate is injured, the back two for the next 2 or 3 games. So you're talking Burnley and Atletico Madrid, not exactly known for their en route one football, shall we say. The back two could be Verge and Leone. Now, obviously, this Leone is a unit, and I cannot see many people pushing him around. The man is enormous. He could be a WWE pro wrestler. But at the end of the day, he is 19 years old, and if he makes a boatload of mistakes, we can't be shelling this kid with abuse and stuff. So yeah, it's not great, to be completely honest. I don't know. I mean, obviously, look, the window's shut now, so the only other thing that Liverpool can do at this point is go on the free agents list. Now, whether there's any central defenders at all who are free agents, I honestly don't know. I'm going to try and have a look in a list in a bit. I honestly do not know if there's anyone that they can sign. Obviously, you have got Ahmed Narlo, who is still there. We've sent Stevenson on loan to Aberdeen, I think it is. Aberdeen or Dundee, I don't know. So he's not an option anymore either. Now, obviously, you've got the thing with Ryan Gravenberch, but I see, I'm a bit torn with the Ryan Gravenberch thing because I'm not all that comfortable with him being a central defender, basically. However, I have been thinking about this recently. If Ryan Gravenberch was to basically go to centre-back, let's say, for a couple of months, we had a massive injury crisis. At the moment, we are, because it looks like we're going to get Isak, please God, but if Isak goes in, you've got to take Ekitike out, presumably. If Wirtz stays in midfield to kind of accommodate Isak, then someone's got to drop out. But if you put Gravenberch at centre-back, if you think about it, other than Ekitike, no one has to drop out. It might be the stage where Gakpo's the one who's dropping out. I mean, honestly, I don't know. We've got that many options. I mean, if we'd got Guehi, this would have been perfect. I shouldn't really be sat here complaining as a Liverpool fan. I can't imagine there's going to be a great deal of sympathy around the world for us after we've just spent 400 million quid. And at the end of the day, look, as much as I praise Liverpool, it is Liverpool's fault that they're in this position. This should not have been happening at the end of a transfer window. So Liverpool have done very well, and I'm not FSG out. I think Richard Hughes and Mike Edwards have done a fantastic job this summer in chaotic circumstances. And we shouldn't forget as well the impact that what happened, God rest his soul, with Diogo. Obviously, that took the club back weeks, and rightly so as well. They shouldn't have been dealing with transfers in any case. And look, Diogo and honouring him was far more important, but perhaps that cost him a bit of time. I don't know, but like, it's not really an excuse, to be honest. I mean, I'm very surprised that, with Liverpool's track record, that there wasn't like another person, like another replacement. So that I suppose my issue is the Guehi thing. I was starting to get worried about at 11 o'clock this morning, because I'm like, well, he's in London and he's not even got to Merseyside. And Merseyside to London in a car is a pain in the arse, as most of Londoners and Liverpool fans will know. You're talking it's 3 or 4 hours, and I was like, well, 3 o'clock, his medical's going to be 2 o'clock, and then that's about 2 hours before it needs announcing and getting your deal sheet and this, that, and the other. So I was slightly suspect about all of this in the first place. I think Liverpool really, by 7, 8 o'clock this morning, should have just rang Crystal Palace and said, look, is he coming, yes or no? And if Steve Parish and everyone... And I'm not having to go at Crystal Palace, by the way. Marc Guehi is their player. Crystal Palace have to look after Crystal Palace. It's no blame attached to them whatsoever. But if Liverpool rang up this morning and said, look, can we have him, yes or no? If Palace are like, oh, I don't know what's going on, then Richard Hughes and everyone should have just said, right, the end. We'll just go and get someone else, basically. So yeah, I mean, but then again, to be fair to Liverpool, I mean, in terms of central defenders, I'm not really sure who they really could have got, to be honest. I mean, I've always liked that lad from Villa. Is it Ezra Konza? I think his name is. You've got obviously the other lad in Milan, Fikayo Tomori. I mean, but would Milan and Aston Villa have really have? I don't know. Would they have sold at this late stage? I honestly don't know. I mean, the good thing is Gomez is back fit, but obviously the Konate thing, being injured, is a bit of a disaster, to be quite honest. I mean, the one good thing we have is, thank Christ, it's the international break. So I'm just going to have a look at everyone's comments at the minute. So we've got Melvin Anderson. Why not offer Gomez so that we can buy Guehi? Yeah, I was thinking that, Melvin, but the trouble with that is I really think Liverpool needed 5 centre-backs. I mean, to be honest, I'm more annoyed that we let Stevenson go now, because in pre-season he looked really good. I mean, obviously you shouldn't be using 19-year-old lads at the end of the day, but at least that would have given us a little bit of cover. Jane Bales, you. Okay, cool. Mr. Chicken, have you seen my friend Joe? I have not, mate. That's what my missus calls me, Mr. Chicken, actually, funnily enough. Blue Sonic, hello Blue Sonic, and Carly, hello Carly. Yes, thank you for joining the feed, Coolio. Sorry it's a bit makeshift, but I've been out doing bits and pieces today, so this is the only chance I had to do this. So yeah, but the other bit of news is Alexander Isak looks, I'm going to knock on wood here, it's actually stone, it's a stone table. Knock on wood, we should be getting some sort of announcement from Isak very, very soon. And the club, I mean, look, he got there to start his medical at, what was it, about 9-10 o'clock this morning. So, I mean, that should have been done hours ago. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking of is they're putting together the announcement video, and all the photos and interviews and this, that and the other, and maybe there'll be an announcement later on tonight, or maybe they'll do it first thing in the morning. But I think from Liverpool's point of view, PR wise, it might be an idea if at whatever stage they're at with like videos and announcement videos, they could probably do with announcing it tonight as quickly as possible. That's why I don't think they should be letting the Liverpool fans, including myself, for those of us who suffer with anxiety and stress and panic attacks medically, I would prefer that Liverpool were not leaving that till tomorrow morning from a personal point of view, ideally. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, basically. It says looking at his notes. Yeah, so obviously that was a bit of a debacle, but yeah, there's not really much more to say, to be honest. Obviously the next thing is that sound, by the way, just like Sky Sports, that was me turning over a notepad. Let's have a look. Where are you from? I am from Leeds, Carly. In fact, I am sat in Leeds at the minute in, God almighty, I've lived in the city for about 25 years and I still couldn't tell you where I am. It's like in the business district somewhere. I'm just outside. RIPDJ20. Why would Fab give us the here we go, even though green light for I don't know RPD, to be honest. I like Fabrizio, and I know some people think he's a word that I can't say on a YouTube stream. I don't mind the bloke, and I think he's a very good content creator, and fair play to the bloke. The amount of scoops he does get is amazing, but he does sometimes leave himself open to criticism. Like, I've seen before where he's announced people, and then basically about an hour later, oh, only joking, they've not signed. And it's like, well, why did you announce something that when the bloke hasn't been signed? Honestly, I couldn't tell you, RPD, I really couldn't. I must admit, to your point, I was slightly annoyed because basically I had my little mini celebration, went back to see my friends, and then when I came out of the restaurant we were just in, found a load of text messages basically saying, yeah, so he's not coming, which I was very not pleased about. Carly, I'm from the south, Kent. Oh, nice one. Yeah, like I said, I'm from West Yorkshire, not originally. Well, actually, what am I on about? Yeah, no, I'm originally from Leeds, but I've lived all over the country. Lived in Hull, in Dorset, Derby, Telford, which is in the West Midlands, and then back to Leeds, basically. So I'm a Leeds lad. I've subbed anyway. Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you very much, Carly. Thank you. That's really nice of you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, cool. I just hope you like the stream. Thank you very much, genuinely. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so I suppose the third mate. Look, so the Isak thing, Liverpool. If you are watching my live stream, which you are definitely not watching my live stream, please just announce Isak tonight, because you are going to send about 250,000 people on this planet to bed very, very anxious and nervous. I mean, I think it is all but done, but like I would like the confirmation ideally, to be honest. But yeah, I suppose the third thing is Harvey Elliott. I don't know what some of you guys think about this, and I know Harvey has always divided opinion in amongst Liverpool fan base, and I get it to an extent, because Obviously, he's not always been the most consistent with assists and with goals. But I just think the amount of effort that Harvey Elliott puts into every single match, he comes on, he's committed, the lad works his backside off for us. He loves the football club. He'll always be a Liverpool fan. I personally, my opinion is I think Harvey Elliott's been brilliant since he's been at Liverpool. Has he had poor games? Yes, he has. But I think a lot of people turned on him after the Plymouth game. But my issue with that is, yes, he did give away the penalty, and yes, it was bloody stupid. I mean, what on earth he was doing, putting two hands up, I have no earthly idea. But it was an honest mistake. All of us make mistakes in life, and has Harvey Elliott made many mistakes that has led to Liverpool conceding goals? If you can think of a boatload, you're a better person than me, because I can think of maybe two. I think he got dispossessed once and we got hit on a break, and then there was the Plymouth penalty. Other than that, no. Has he never not made an assist? No, he's got plenty of assists. He's turned the game plenty of times. I remember when we were 1-1 against West Ham about 2 years ago. I think it was probably the West Ham 3-1 where Klopp had announced that he was leaving, or he was about to announce he was leaving. And basically Harvey Elliott, we were getting ragged about by West Ham. Harvey Elliott came on, changed the game, ran it in the second half. He was bloody brilliant, probably his best ever game for the Reds. You'll probably gather from this that I'm not thrilled that we've sold him, but that's obviously, as a business decision, it's very, very good business by Liverpool. I mean, to be fair, 40 million quid for a lad who is hardly playing and has not played football much over the course of the last 13, 14 months, you've got to say it's very good business. At the end of the day, we bought Harvey for Fulham after tribunal for maybe, 7 or 8 million quid after the tribunal. So to make a profit of nearly, what I'm guessing, 30 million quid on a lad who would have been struggling to get into our squad, is very, very good business. So fair to play to Liverpool for that. But just in general, right then. Yep, there we go. So in fact, just a bit of a warning. The gentleman who just put that up, who I've now just blocked, I don't have any of that on my timeline. I self-moderate. So if you want to do that sort of thing, go to a nursery and do it then. Okay, cool. Harvey... to be quite honest, I'm gutted that Harvey Elliott's left. I really like, but the other thing I have to say, and I know this has nothing to do with football, he's such a nice bloke, and I know we can't run business at a football club on people being nice blokes, and we're here to win at the end of the day, and sometimes you have to have some nasty people in order to win. But honestly, I've always found Harvey to be just such a lovely, lovely young man, dedicated, kind. The way he used to go to the away ends and the home ends as standard every single time, even if we'd lost. He even went to the Plymouth away end and signed autographs, and I think did selfies and stuff, even when there were loads of people giving him abuse and this, that and the other. So from my point of view, he's a lovely, lovely young man. Sorry, I was just waiting. There was again. Yep, I'll keep blocking you. It basically, to stop me from waffling on, folks, to be honest, long story short, I will miss Harvey Elliott. I was a big, big fan of his, and I think I'm just a bit gutted because, like, a lot of the Klopp team and squad now, and it was always going to happen, are basically gone. I mean, I've got him notes here at the minute. The only ones I can think of, unless anyone can correct me, that we've even got left from the Klopp era now, and this is squad, is Alisson Becker, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, and Mo Salah. I feel as if I'm missing someone. I might be missing someone, I don't know. Obviously life moves on. We've all got to move on, and Klopp is no longer here. And it was a wonderful time. But to be fair, that was getting on for 18 months ago now. It's a shame, but obviously time moves on, doesn't it? yeah, after that, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, so little bits and pieces. So Jayden Dans isn't going anywhere. I think there were a couple of loan inquiries for him, but basically he's staying put. Probably a good job, to be fair, because I mean, obviously Chiesa has been injured. Rio Ingamoa is 17. He might suffer a dip in form. So look, at the end of the day, if you've got Jayden Dans as your seventh best striker, that is not a bad position to be in at all. Bearing in mind, we've also got Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong who can play up front. Technically, strictly speaking, we've got 9 players who can play in the front 3 positions. So attack, we are absolutely fine. I hope Dans gets a bit of a chance. I mean, he might get a chance in the League Cup. P.S. I can't confirm, but your boy might be going to Anfield potentially to see the Southampton match. I need to confirm with a certain person who may or may not be watching the stream, who I will speak to later. You know who you are. Yeah, so if I do that, look out for that, and there might be a possibility that I might be going to the Karabag game as well, but that is going to require further negotiation. Yeah, sorry, just bear with me a second. Oh, no, it's fine. I thought I was going to have like a Sora or Leatherface moment then. Yeah, so basically, Harvey's gone. We're waiting for Isak, and there's no Marc Guehi, basically. Those are your main headlines. Obviously, Jayden Dans, like I said, is staying. There was some news about Bajcetic, but obviously he's not fit, so he's staying where he is, apparently. Kostas Tsimikas has obviously gone to Roma. Season-long loan. Again, I shall miss Kostas. I think personally Kostas has been really good for the football club. So the reason I keep looking is there's a really random person who's dressed as a security guard who keeps looking at me, which is a bit weird because we're in a public space. But yeah, no, he's gone. Let's have a look. Arsenal Omar, are there any Liverpool fans for Liverpool? Yes. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Wow, I have got the nighttime cruise tonight. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, James McConnell's gone to Ajax on a season-long loan as well. That was it, Kostas. Yeah, just good luck to Kostas. I think he was a very good player that played for Liverpool. At the end of the day, look, he was never going to get in over Kirkes or Robertson. So if he wants to enjoy his career, then fair play to him. I just wish him all the best because I think he's been a bloody good player for Liverpool. Has he been the best? No. I mean, he has made defensively a lot of mistakes, but I think he's been great for Liverpool. So yeah, good luck, Costi. Same thing to McConnell. That's a good move to Ajax at the age of 18, 19, I think he is. So he's going to spend a year there. I mean, Slot really liked McConnell as well. I think he's probably ahead of Bajcetic now. I wouldn't be surprised if the plan for Bajcetic is to basically get him to get fit and then sell him on in January, maybe a loan, and then there'll be an option to buy for something or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, for transfers, folks, that's about it. I mean, look, I've made a list, and like the squad other than Guehi, like the squad that I wrote down on the train on the way back on my bit of chaotic day was insane, but obviously now Guehi's not in, so that's slightly changed, but still, I mean, our 11, who by the way beat Arsenal yesterday, Alisson Becker, Kirkes, Virgil van Dijk, Ibu Konate, Frimpong, McAllister, Soboslai, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Isak, Salah, and that leaves us with a bench of Mamadashvili, Rio Ingamoa, Curtis Jones, Joe Gomez, Endo, Ekitike, Chiesa, Gakpo, and Bradley. And if I turn over my Sky Sports pad, which is not a Sky Sports pad, that would still leave who can't even get onto the bench: Stefan Bajcetic, Jayden Dans, Freddie Woodburn, and Leone. So presumably there'll now be a spot for Leone with Guehi not being in. But I mean, folks, to be honest, that is like what? My maths is dreadful, but I would say that's probably about 25, 26 players, give or take. So yeah, I think we'll be absolutely fine. It just look, it would have been a perfect window if we'd got another central defender in. But fair play to the club. They've done absolutely brilliantly. And the one thing I'll say to all these people who keep saying, "Oh, Liverpool spent 450 million quid," blah, blah, blah. So I got taught maths at school. I'm assuming other people did, and 450 million minus 210 is what, 210, 220, whatever it is. It's about 230 million, 220 million net, not overall. So we haven't spent 450 million quid in the slightest. In this comparison to Chelsea that we seem to have got today is ludicrous, because like their net spend would be, I mean, it's nowhere near. It's absolutely nowhere near. The other thing that I would debate anyone with, how can Liverpool afford this money? Well, if you go back and look and really research, over the course of the last 5 years, there's probably between 4 and 5 transfer windows where we didn't buy anyone. This was always going to happen. We've read the room with the PSR rules, we've kept our money, we've kept our powder dry, and now we can spend the money because we are one of the best teams in the world, and we just won the championship, and we got a boatload of money from the Champions League, and a load of player sales from the last 5 or 6 years, which we have kept, and now we have spent. I mean, it's up to the rest of you how you want to run your football clubs with 7-year contracts, or conveniently selling hotels to oneself, and 115 ways why you shouldn't be charged with rule breaking, or whatever the case may be. And that's fine, that's how you run your football clubs, that's great, absolutely fine. But this is how Liverpool run their football club, and they run it very well, so that's how we've got the money. Cool. Yeah, so the only thing I was going to talk about, folks, really was thank you for reminding me, Arsenal fan, was the Arsenal match yesterday. Sorry, I'm just crossing off what I've actually got to say. Oh, yes, the first thing is obviously Canate got injured yesterday, which makes the Guehi thing all the worse. I've not heard anything about how long he's out, but that injury did not look good. I would speculate he's going to be out for a month, so presumably... well, let's have a look. Yeah, Julian, I can't really comment, and I appreciate your passion, but and obviously I like to keep political stuff out of my feeds and stuff. I will just say I in principle agree with you. So yeah, been through Isaac, been through Guehi, been through Elliot, been through Dan's, McConnell, Leone, yada yada yada. Yeah, so the the Canate injury sucks, but this was always what Liverpool have always been playing with fire with this, and like I said, not getting Guehi is a bit of a debacle, but we should remember, obviously, look, and it's not like it's the whole season. Basically, we need to get to January, the first, or wherever the transfer window opens up. I think like the 10th or something, I don't know. But for basically, you're talking 4 months. In fact, it's 3.5 months. It's not rude, Julian, at all. I literally just said I agreed with you, and I'm not going to get into an argument with you. So, yeah, sorry about that, folks. Like I said, unfortunately, I seem to be one of these people who gets targeted by imbeciles. The thing the gentleman just wrote, I have no idea what he's basing it on, seeing as I just agreed with him, and I'm not that sort of person, so just ignore, basically. The Canate thing is horrendous, but at the end of the day, look, we've still got Leone, we've got Virgil van Dijk, we've got Joe Gomez, and don't forget we've got Wataru Endo, and also Ryan Gravenberch can play there. Like I said, the good thing about Ryan is obviously we've got to fit in Sobo, Wirtz, Maka, Gravenberch. Who am I missing? No, that's all of them, and Curtis Jones. I suppose the argument is if you pushed Ryan Gravenberch in general into central defence, he can go into midfield and like set up play, and then you can have Wirtz, Salah, Isak, and everyone. I mean, basically, look, there's going to be a couple of big players who are going to miss out either way. I mean, Robbo's already missing out. You've got a situation now where Hugo Ekitike might not get a game. Maybe Ekitike starts, and maybe Gakpo's going to come out, but then again, he's just signed a new 5-year contract. honestly, in terms of the first teams, I'm not entirely sure what it is they're going to do. So I suppose theoretically long term you could put Ryan Gravenberch at centre back, but that just seems like a bit of a waste of his talent to me, unless you're going to have him playing a sweeper like they used to do in Serie A days. So when you had like Baresi and people like that just spraying the ball about. Not necessarily Baresi, but you'd have like a sweeper system. You'd have someone that came out like a Beckenbauer or someone like that. I suppose they could do that, but I would rather just have a Marc Guehi or a Canate in. I mean, like I said, the only good thing about Guehi is Liverpool can just rock up now in January and just say, look, Mr. Parish, no hard feelings, but I tell you what, we'll give you 22 million quid now. And if Mr. Parish says no, as he's well entitled to do, like I said, no disrespect to Crystal Palace intended, then Liverpool just say, all right, fair enough, we'll just take him off your hands for free in May or June or whatever. So, yeah. The only other thing that I was going to talk about today was, because it's getting a little bit dark and it's getting a bit more busy around here, yeah, I was just going to talk about the game yesterday. I don't know how many people saw it. Like I said, I did a couple of shorts and this, that and the other. So I was out with my son yesterday. Went to York Comic Con. Oh, cheap plug, by the way. The footage of York Comic Con, if you're a geek like me, hence the name, is now on... what am I trying to say? Is on my channel, which is Geek Boy Meta 7381. So yeah, I went to York Comic Con yesterday. I tried to do a live feed, which was a disaster. So at least this live feed's actually worked today. But yeah, there's a vlog and there's loads of YouTube shorts and stuff. So if you want to check that out, it was York Comic Con that we were at. We had a really good day. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is because my son does not particularly care for football. So long story short, I had to bribe him yesterday with a Comic Con and McDonald's and a toy to get him to watch 30 minutes of football in a pub, which I know is not the most responsible thing that a dad can do, but I just had to lie to my wife that I was taking him to see a film rather than take him to the pub. So yeah, if you see my wife, don't tell her. Yeah, so there we go. Hi Eric, you're all right? How you doing, mate? Yeah, so the reason I'm telling you that is so we get to the bar where I think it was like 65th minute or something like that. Oh, very good. I'm glad you are, Eric. I'm no good at football whatsoever. I can barely kick in a straight line, mate, so well done to you. Oh, thank you very much, Eric. That's very, very decent of you. Thank you. Yeah, fair play, mate. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we turned up at the bar yesterday. It was like a family bar, and it was the 65th minute. And my son was like, "Oh, Dad, how long do we have to watch this for?" And I was like, "Just have your Coke, basically." Not soccer, football. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I've even played it, Eric, to be honest. So, and my son basically was like, "Dad, how much longer do we want this?" And then Dominic Szoboszlai scored, and me and him were absolutely going mental in the pub. And towards the end, my son was enjoying it that much, he was just shouting at the TV, "Who is this referee? What an idiot! Blow the whistle, blow the whistle!" So yeah, that was a great day out. And the Sobo goal, honestly, folks, look, it's not the best goal I've ever seen Liverpool score. It's not in the top 10 by any stretch of the imagination, but it was pitch perfect. It was like a postage stamp, and I kind of knew that he was going to score. Like when he was rearranging the wall, I just had a feeling like he's going to bend this over the wall. And the way he shot it, it kind of looked like it was nowhere near at one stage. It was kind of in slow motion, and then it just hit the back of the net. It was absolutely insane. It was just so good. And yeah, no, I thought the lads' second half, from what I saw at least, I did not see the first half, so I can't comment. But yeah, I thought it was just fantastic. I thought Liverpool were really good the last half an hour that I saw. I know there's been a lot of complaining from Arsenal fans. It's like I'm not part of this. Let's create a rivalry out of Arsenal and Liverpool, because there isn't a rivalry between Arsenal and Liverpool. There is a rivalry between Arsenal Twitter and Liverpool Twitter. Like older Arsenal and Liverpool fans, yeah, we give each other stick and like a bit of banter, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I don't mind a bit of banter, that's fine. But like, if you talk to older and Arsenal Liverpool fans, there's never really been a thing with them. I mean, other Liverpool fans might disagree with me, but I'm sorry, but in terms of our biggest rivals, like historically, I mean, Arsenal are nowhere near. I mean, yeah, we've had a few instances with them over the years and kickoffs and stuff, but I mean, what compared to Everton, Chelsea, Man United, Man City? I don't think so. And there's always been a bit of a respect, but now there's this whole Twitter war, which I'm sorry, I literally do not have any interest in whatsoever, quite frankly, and it's nonsense at the end of the day. The only thing I would say to Arsenal, look, it's none of my business at all. I thought Arsenal were going to come for us yesterday. I really did. I thought it was going to be one of these after they did the low block against Man City. They did it against us at least a couple of times when they went ahead. I just thought to themselves, right, they look ready this season. They're going to come and they're going to get Odegaard. I mean, obviously they didn't have Saka, so fair play to them, but I just thought, right, Declan Rice, Guehi, Odegaard when he comes on, I thought, right, they're going to be sat here going, look, I don't care how we do it, we are here to win this football match. Let's absolutely go for them. And long story short, they didn't. I mean, I've since watched the first half, and I'm sorry, all this stuff about Arsenal having total control of the football match, with due respect, is utter and complete nonsense. I mean, they had an opening with Madueke, which was saved. That was it. I mean, I don't know if I put the wrong Liverpool Arsenal first half on, to be completely honest. Perhaps I put the wrong one on. Perhaps I had a few more rails than I thought I had. But I'm sorry, but Arsenal kind of claiming they controlled the whole match it's nonsense. It's so far from the truth. It's unreal. So yeah. Yeah, I just did not understand that criticism. I mean, I have had a laugh and joke about Arsenal, Stoke City, and again, it's all good-natured banter. Look, I don't really think that. I think Arsenal have got a fantastic football team. I think they've got some utterly world-class players. I enjoy watching Bukayo Saka. I think Martin Odegaard, I know people give him stick. I think he's a fantastic footballer. My issue is I just don't understand why Arteta is obsessed with... Oh, let's have a look. I'm getting a message. LFC edits. Why was it off? It says hi. Why was it off? Do you mean the goal that Ekitike scored? Because if it's the Ekitike one, I think it was because Gakpo was offside. Was it Gakpo yesterday? If that's the one you're talking about, LFC edits, I think it's because Gakas was offside as Ekitike went in to tap the ball in. Yeah, if that's what you mean, I think that's the reason anyway. So let me just have a look. Hello, Kevin Tucker. Definitely did think that the manager could do this. I thought it was all agreed, and they said that there were players bound for Crystal Palace. West Ham, must I put the deal in jeopardy? Yeah, I don't know, Kev, mate. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, my only criticism from a Liverpool standpoint about the Guehi thing, look, it's not their fault that Crystal Palace have messed about, and it's not Crystal Palace's fault that the defender's injured. I don't think there's any sort of collusion. I don't think Palace did it on purpose. I don't think we did it on purpose. And Marc Guehi has been respectful, and I'm sure he'll continue to be respectful. My only thing with Liverpool is, like I said before, if it was me running it, and it's a good job it isn't, because I'm not an accountant and I suck at stuff like this, but if it had got to 10 o'clock in the morning this morning, if I got in charge, I literally would have rang Crystal Palace up and said, look, can we have Marc Guehi, yes or no? And if they said, well, no, you can't have it, I would have said, right, okay, cool, the end. And then I would have gone to the FSG analysts and just said, like, right, look, who's next on the list who we can get right now? And even I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. Perhaps they say, I don't know, I'm not saying Tyrone Mings, obviously, but it's the only thing that's just popped into my head. So if they'd said randomly that Tyrone Mings is available for like half a season, by the way, don't clip me, I'm not suggesting Tyrone Mings should be playing for Liverpool Football Club, but you know what I mean. As someone that's played a little bit and who can come in and do a little bit of cover, just someone, even like a Nicholas Otamendi or like Eric Laporte or someone that. I mean, that was another thing as well. I mean, I don't really want ex-Man City people playing for us, but I mean, Eric Laporte's literally just moved back to Athletic Club. And I think he moved from Saudi, and I don't think it was actually that money. I mean, that much. I mean, I would have been like, well, is he available? Because I think Laporte would have been fine as an option, now that I think about it. But my point is, I just think there should have been someone else on that list, and Liverpool should have given Palace till 10 o'clock in the morning, and then they should have just said, right, deal's off, we move on, and then we go from there. But fact of the matter is they didn't, and bit of a mess, and basically the club will have to cope. But like I said, I suppose if you include Gravenberch, we have got 5 central defenders roughly for about 3.5 months. So it's not a disaster, but it's not great, to be honest. But there we go. But yeah, no, the thing I was just saying about Arsenal was, I mean, the Stoke City comparisons, I know it's a bit of banter and everything, but I just don't understand why Arteta, especially because Mikel Arteta he was a bloody good footballer, to be honest. I know he played for Everton and stuff, but I always thought he was such a good footballer. And I mean, he wasn't the most attacking player I've ever seen in the world, but he got the ball and he went forward and this, that, and the other. And I just thought this season he would say, right, we've got Gyökeres, we've got Saka, and we're just going to go for this like now. And the fact of the matter is they didn't. They started attacking after we'd scored. I wouldn't say we were there for the taking yesterday, but I think if Arsenal had a right good go at us just after the second half, to be honest, if Arsenal went 1-0 up, and it definitely if it went 2-0 up, there's no way we come back from 2-0 down against Arsenal, and they could have hit us on the break. I know, again, they didn't have Saka, but yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. But at the end of the day, it's up to Arsenal how they play. So, as a lifelong Liverpool fan, definitely been very interested in how we have done this season, but think Liverpool may have left it a bit late. Just hope Isak delivers the goods for Liverpool. Yeah, so do I, Kev, as well. Look, it would be most annoying. Well, first of all, it would be most annoying if I get any sort of alert saying that the Isak deal is off. There will be very big trouble in this city that I am at in a minute. It will be in the local papers and probably the national news, because I will rage if we've not got Isak. But one thing I would say, same thing with Wirtz, because I see that he's getting a load of criticism now, and it's like, oh, he's not started very well for Liverpool. It's like, well, he's been good in the 3 games. It's just like, yeah, but he's not done anything spectacular. It's like, dude, he's played. If you put his matches together before he's been subbed, he's played about sort of 2.5 matches. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what some of our online fans were expecting, whether they were expecting hat tricks and 30 assists a game, like straight away. Look, that sort of thing takes time. And you've got to fit Isak in now as well. You've got to fit Isak in with Wirtz. You've got to fit him in with Salah. You've got to fit them in with Gakas and Ekitike. How do they play with Sobo? Is Gravenberch, like I said, going to drop back a bit further? What's happening with McAllister? They're not just going to click. It's going to take a long time. And then when we do get the other central defender, it's going to take even longer. So, I don't think Isak, to be fair, will need that much time, because at the end of the day, he knows what the goal is. Bang, goal, the end. But, like, I just hope people do give him a bit of time. But, obviously, Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak have just off at £250 million. So people having sympathy for them, giving them time, are going to be in very short supply. But look, I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. Obviously, Wirtz went off yesterday as well, which is a bit of a concern. I don't know if anyone's heard anything. I checked on Liverpool the other day, and there doesn't seem to be any updates, so hopefully he's all right. But yeah, look, when they get back, I think the Burnley match is going to be, we'll see how much Liverpool have learned over the last year. Look, they are champions, but obviously we went in with 3 wins last season, and everyone was getting really excited, and yay, Liverpool can do this. And then we lost to Nottingham Forest at 3 o'clock. Now, I'm not suggesting we're going to lose to Burnley, but I think it's fairly obvious how Burnley are going to play. And the fair play to Burnley, if they want to play long balls, don't blame them at all. It's up to everyone how they play at the end of the day. So, yeah, like I said, folks, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I thought Liverpool played well. Happy with the business they've done. Thought we deserved to beat Arsenal. I'm delighted that we're going to get Isak. I just want the bloody announcement now, to be honest. And, yeah, I am very gutted about Marc Guehi, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's not forever. It's 3.5 months, give or take, after the international break. And bearing in mind as well, during that period as well, there are going to be, 3 more international breaks. So you take that out in terms of time. You're talking the amount of the season where we've got this defence is about 2.5 months, which we could lose a lot of games in, no question about it. But like, look, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be absolutely fine. And like I said, this Leone, hopefully, is good. I mean, at the end of the day, we've dropped like nearly 40 million quid on him, 30 million, whatever it was. So, yeah, I mean, looking back on it, to be honest, the one mistake, if they weren't sure on Guehi, I probably would have kept Kwanzaa, if I'm being completely honest. I really would have done. But at the end of the day, look, like I said, there's still the free agent market at the end of the day. I mean, whether there's anyone who is appropriate in central defence, and don't forget there is still Nallo as well, who is there. So technically, if you include Gravenberch, that's actually 6 central defenders if we're classing Endo as a centre back. So it's not a disaster by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not cool, is what I'd say basically. Do you think Liverpool could still get Crystal Palace play before midnight? Oh, you believe it's just. No, it's definitely January, Kevin, because the window's actually shut, which is really annoying because I didn't actually know. Oh, hi Johnny as well. Isak more important than goal now, man. Yeah, well, look, I'm happy for Liverpool to concede 4 and score 8 every single match. I mean, I'm not sure my heart would be hugely impressed with that, to be honest. But look, yeah, no, I agree, Johnny. If we look at the end of the day, if we score more than the opposition every single match, we win the league at the end. I mean, like I said, I don't think we can all cope with this every single time we play because, like, honestly, the 3 games that we've had this season have already been like bloody cup finals. Honestly, I mean, me and my lad, like I said, we only came in the 65th minute, and at the end, I've got my head in my hands, and my lad who's not interested in football, he's sat at the pub and he's going up to the big TV, raging, literally like, blow the whistle. So yeah, I think I've made a little football fan out of my son finally, so I don't think my missus is going to be too happy. But yeah, point is, we can't be doing that in every single match. We do just need a couple of old school 2-0 wins where not a lot happens. So, but yeah, I can cope with it. My heart took Klopp, rock and roll. Yes, well, that was bad enough. No, it was a great time with Klopp, but like it just reminds me of, like, I think the one that got me the most potentially was that Roma second leg. So it was like, I'm trying to remember what happened with that. So I think Genie scored after 15 minutes, and we were like something ridiculous, like 6-2 up on aggregate. Plus, we had the away goals, and it's like, oh, we can all sit down and relax because Roma need 5 goals in whatever it was, about 67 minutes. It's like, well, there's no way they're going to score 5 goals. Anyway, cut to the 93rd minute of this match, and Roma need 1 more goal. And I was literally sat there eating the table and lying like, if the referee does not blow this whistle in a minute, I'm going to have a heart attack, basically. But yeah, this is Liverpool. This is what we're doing, isn't it? So, but yeah, no, Kev, just to say that the window's now shut, so no, we can't unfortunately do that. Like, the one thing we are allowed to do is go for free agents who aren't signed up. So, like I said, I'm actually a Leeds City Centre, so I'm going to go for a drink in a minute. I'm going to go online and have a look at free agents, because you would think in the entirety of the planet there must be a centre-back who hasn't got a bloody contract. So perhaps that's an avenue, but, I mean, you have to think how many top-draw centre-backs are out there who are not contracted for football clubs. That's the thing. So yeah, basically. But yeah, that's it, folks. So thanks, everyone, for watching, and thank you for putting up with deepest, darkest leads. Yeah, it wasn't one of them backgrounds, by the way. I am actually outside and it's getting a little bit cold, so yeah, I will be heading off in a minute. So I just wanted to say as well before I go, just thanks to everyone, because obviously it's the end of the summer. So at the start of the summer, like I said, personal reasons, life not great, this, that and the other, and honestly it's people like you guys that have kept me going. Shout out to Johnny, yourself, mate. Yeah, and I've thoroughly enjoyed this summer. I've got to do a load of cool things. I've seen Liverpool parade. I've seen us win the title. I've watched my country Ghana play, even though we lost to bloody Nigeria. I've been to WWE. I've seen AEW. I've seen Liverpool play twice in one day. I've been to Comic Cons. There's some other cool stuff that I've gone. I've been to horror cons and so on and so forth. And it's been amazing. Had a lot of cool moments with my lad. I've been up to Liverpool 3 or 4 times, and yeah, basically, long story short, in the space of 4 months. And like I said, this isn't why I do it. I just like interacting with people and stuff. My subscriber count, whatever the young people call it, basically, has gone from something ridiculous like about 650, which I thought, wow, that's really good anyway, and it's nearly doubled in the space of about 4 or 5 months. Because I can go live with you guys, and yeah, I just wanted to say thank you very much. It's been awesome. This isn't me like going or anything, but let's have a look. The Real Blue Shock. Hi, Real Blue Shock. But yeah, just everyone over the course of the summer, thank you very much for tuning in to me. It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah. Ooh. Feel a little tear coming down. No, not really. I'm not going to start crying on my day. So cheap plug time, as regular subscribers know that I usually do. Cheap plug time, to be honest. Back to normal scheduled programming, basically. So usually, well, obviously you guys know that who subscribe to me, I do Comic Cons, wrestling, football, Liverpool, what else do I do? Horror, and loads of other different things. So it's not just Liverpool, there's loads of different things that I do. So it's usually Geek Boy does wrestling, Geek Boy does horror, and so on and so forth. This one is Geek Boy does Liverpool, so all this content is on my Geek Boy does Liverpool bits and pieces. While I'm going through, Canati plays like he did yesterday. Guehi would be useless anyways, let's be honest now. Kirkos was immense. I thought Kirkos was outstanding. Johnny, to be honest, I thought he was absolutely yeah, the Guehi thing, to be honest, I don't know. I'm kind of in the fence with it. I'm kind of on the fence with that, because I think there's Team Guehi and Team Guehi no thanks, and I'm kind of in the middle. It's like, do I think he's the worst footballer in the history of the planet? Absolutely not. I think he's a capable defender and he's been a good Premier League defender. Do I think necessarily he's the standard that Liverpool should be settling on, and do I think he's what we should have been basing all our summer defensive activities on? Not at all. I think, I don't really know who else we could have gone for, but like I was just saying, I'm not suggesting we should have got Eric Laporte, Aymeric Laporte, by any stretch. However, he is an international centre-back that had played for championship-winning football teams, who was available in Saudi. Has he gone back that much in, 18 months? I would probably suggest not. Could Aymeric Laporte be a backup? I don't think it would have been the worst idea in the world, to be completely honest. To be honest, I would have preferred someone like Laporte or Ezri Konza, or the lad from Milan, whose name I always forget, Fikayo Tomori. I would have preferred one of those three, to be completely honest. But yeah, look, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I just hope that, like I said, the good thing is now with Guehi, we can just rock up to Palace in January and say, look, tell you what, here's 18 million quid. And if they say, well, no, we don't want that, we want more, it's like, well, we can just sign him for free in 4 months. So it's entirely up to you at the end of the day. But yeah. Folks. I'm just trying to think, in terms of regular stuff, I'll be doing the Liverpool things like this live after most of the matches now. So obviously we've got an international break, so I probably won't be doing one for a bit. I'll be going back to doing AW Dynamite live reaction, which for the moment will be the early hours of Thursday, but things might change with that life circumstance-wise. I'm going to try and do a bit more on SmackDown, and Monday Night Raw, which ironically enough I'm currently missing. The one time it's actually on early, which is just it's so annoying. But yeah, I'll probably do a little bit on that on later as well if I can do, so I'm just going to watch that as well. And yeah, it will just be the usual stuff that I usually do, probably for about 3 or 4 weeks now, I think. There's loads of bonus content coming up. There's loads of like stadium tours and this, that, and the other that I've done in London and stuff. Yeah, yeah, I'm probably going to get going for it today because we have the local chavs coming along doing silly things like, yeah, I'm on TV. Yeah, well, you're not. You're on a phone actually, mate. But there we go. Excuse the sarcasm, by the way. I'm always like this. Yeah. So yeah, there's some bits and pieces coming up. The main stuff now is going to be in October. Like I said, that's not to say I'm not going to do anything, but like stuff like what I've been doing. There's going to be like comic cons that I'm going to, horror cons that I'm going to. There's the Leeds Alternative Gothica. If you're a horror fan, I'm going to be live streaming that from Leeds City Centre in the market that we've got. And like I said, I think I might be going to see the Reds again either in early January or possibly even in 2 weeks. But there's a certain person who usually watches my feeds that I need to get in contact with. Hi, brother, if you're watching, by the way. Yeah, so we need to sort that out. But yeah, I may be going to see Liverpool again, but just bear with me on that one because I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, there'll be loads of cool stuff coming up anyway. But yeah, summer's been great and thoroughly enjoyed it, and thanks for chatting, everyone. Right, guys, I'm going to head off. I'm going to go for a drink. This has been Liverpool transfer window. It's been absolutely bloody amazing. Well done, Richard Hughes. Bit gutted about Marc Guehi, but yeah. Isak can play. God, wouldn't that be ironic, Johnny? Wouldn't that be ironic? Yeah, I've got to be honest. If I saw him lining up against Burnley at centre back, I would not be best pleased to say the least. But there we go. Cool. Yeah, I will do, mate. I will do, and yourself. Right. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.